over our observations, do we see today any man really healthy? The really healthy word comes Adhi Vyadhi. Adhi is about mind. Mind is corrupted. That is a disease. Vyadhi. Body is corrupted. This is another disease. Body is corrupted by tastes, eating undue things, undue dishes. First of all, he should know, and both are linked also, Adhi and Vyadhi. First of all, he should know that he should not eat meat. First mistake a man is doing, and every man is doing today that mistake. It is because the cells going together or trying to mix together are not compatible. Man's cells are of human activity. Hen's cells are hen activity. Hen activity is different from human activity. Human is gifted with a sensual sense, sensing sense, sensitive sensing. That is mind. Mind is sensitive sensing. While hen or a fish or a pig, they are not gifted. So that troubles man, troubles his life. This is Adhi and Vyadhi. That is, by a physical habit, man troubles his non-physical entity. A healthy mind is in a healthy body. Body is corrupted. So mind is corrupted. Although mind is designed, it is corrupted. Mind is designed perfectly, it is corrupted. Let us be sure that the universe is perfect. Man, design of man is in toto correct, perfect, as the universe is. Absolutely no difference. But how is he able to corrupt it? What means he has got? Search doesn't give any answer for this, because there is no opportunity for him to corrupt himself. None has given him, at least the universe has not given him any opportunity or even occasion to corrupt himself. And this man today seeks a doctor for physical treatment and another doctor for mental treatment. Physical doctors today are all scientists. The good old people who have tried to do some scientific work, they have explained the physical body totally, anatomically and physiologically also. The theory is very correct, no problem. But they should know that they are gifted with sense. Sense is not applied today. The physical body is considered just as a chemical body. There is one good scientist who says that even the mind is chemical composition, chemical reaction. Answer for him is the physical body is still available. The man has gone away. Physical body is there. Now let mind be acted there. There is chemical composition. Bacteria is making a feast out of it, out of the body. Mind is not working there. This type of scientific observations are unscientific. Okay. Now, man is getting some diseases, lot of diseases. He is prone to diseases always. His life is that because his freedom of eating, moving, ahara, and then activity and sleep. This Gita says, ahara, it is food, activity and sleep are all irregular. His mind is corrupted with assumed factors, not the reality. So the physical body is disturbed. So when the physical body is disturbed, he goes to a doctor. He is a doctor. Today we call in English doctor. He writes, if a man goes, say, a headache, then he gives number of tests. After all the tests, he says every test is okay, so you have no problem. I'll give you one small medicine, you will be all right. This is the treatment. If the patient asks, why this many tests for this, he will bark on him saying, how do you know it? Whether you know it, the philosophy or I know it. I am a doctor. He rests on him. This is not correct. This is because money motivated. It is once the patient comes, he has the opportunity to grab. This is not treatment. We use the word treatment in English. In the language Sanskrit, it is chikitsa. Kita nivase roga apanayane. Nivase roga apanayane. He should get back to the universe, element of existence. That's the responsibility of the doctor. If he can do it, he is a doctor. Otherwise, he is not doctor. Nivase roga apanayane. By giving nivasa, nivasa is dwelling. He is dwelling in the universe, the element of existence. He should get back to that. That is, his mind should get back to that. It is not different whether he is treating mind or the physical body. The physical body is only a medium for the man to work or the mind to work. Mind gets diseased only when it assumes the external. In the sense, assumes anything as means of existence for him. So the physics is spoiled. So the physical body gets disturbed. Then we give a number of tests. Based on the tests he treats, not based on his sense. His sense is based on the number of tests made. While Ayurveda, they see the pulse. They see the pulse and all the tests are received. Results of all the tests. There's no test. They give the picture of the total body. It is because headache can come by a number of ways. Or if headache, use anacin or aspro. These are easy medicines. People are also habituated to this. Some people only do that because if we go to a doctor, I have to spend how much? Some 4,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees today, as on today it is. there is also one more entity is, if you go to the doctor, then you have to give him his consultation fees. Then he writes the tests. If you go to the test also, for every test he writes, he has a percentage from the diagnostic center. So for every movement of the doctor, man has to pay. That is another headache for him. More beyond, today we see a bill is made it to a round figure. So give him some glucose, do that and this, make a round figure. Before he is released, what is the bill? 1,000. What is this 1,000? Make it at least 3. That is the internal talk. And if there is any chance, absorb him for operation. Operation is a more fetching item for him, for them. And there is much more gambling. There was one incident. The ailment is about the stomach. So he has been taken for operation. So while he is trying to operate that thing, he had a necessity for a kidney. So he picked up the kidney from him. This is stealing. He picked up the kidney from him and taken it and used it for the other man. And then for the kidney, he charged him. Everything is over. Now, after this operation for this on the stomach for this man, he is not healed. So he went to another doctor. Another doctor, once he has opened the system, said he found there is only one kidney. Then he asked, have you donated one kidney? He said, no, we have not donated, but there is only one now. See the precarious situation. So naturally it goes with evidence that a kidney cannot be taken out by anybody else except a doctor who operates it. So he has picked it up. Then it goes to a court of law. With all this, he also sustains. People go to him. And for all certainties, man who is absorbed in IC is intensive care. Intensive care. For all certainties, the man in this intensive care has died. It is known well. But he is still kept there. It is under intensive care. After 10 days, they feel if he is not able to be cured, then we will take the patient, he says. Then he reveals that the man is dead. If people question him, saying, now when we want to take out, if you reveal that the man is dead, how many days passed that after he is dead? After he is dead? No, just now. Everything is false. Everything is fraud. And IC value per day is alarming. So even the days of his being kept as a dead body, that also goes under consideration as of IC, charged. So if some people don't fight, they pay and take out. If somebody comes and fighting or say controversy, say okay, we'll reduce 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. As if he is very magnanimous. He reduces some amount and then gives the dead body. Invariably, if a man is taken into IC, that is intensive care, it is certain that he comes out as a dead body. It comes out as dead body. Unless the people of the patient are wise enough, say, okay, they'll see for 2-3 days or 4 or 5 days. Then they ask for to take back. Then it is all right. Different ways of expression are: the patient is dearth of blood. Body is full of water, they say. So he is joined in the hospital. Now every treatment goes only by blood test. So some 2 ml every day taken out from him for testing. He is there for 10 days. 20 ml is taken out. Or if it is more, 1 liter is taken out. He is already dearth of blood. And every day blood test. People have no sense. Sensitive treatment is not there, because sensitive is, man is a human being. He has read his physiology. He can sense and understand the patient. That they don't apply. And now there is one more point. When these doctors read in the MBBS, they have a subject as the patient psychology. With all the studies, they don't apply it. And there will be some case into the court of law and say that some of this mischief has done. So they give some decision. With the decision, then they resort, yes, I made a test, and as per the test I have done it. So to prove to the legal law, they give the number of tests. This way, this is more corrupted. It is not necessary. Even allopathy doctor, he has got at least should make it sense to read the pulse. They read the pulse by electronic instrument, not by sense. So this is maybe a treatment, but not chikitsa. In Ayurveda, the moment the patient comes to the doctor, olden days, they immediately used to ask, what have you eaten? His practices of eating, his practices of life, all of them come into the consideration. So they question all, then read the pulse from top to toe, from head to the foot. They read it. You have this disease or this differences in your body, so that is coming to this ailment. That is the factor of this ailment. They used to decide about it and then give some treatment. And the treatment they give is by oshadha, by herbs, or some even some metals also do it. Other it is. But today people are, even the doctors of Ayurveda are lazy. They really do not know how to do it. The treatment and giving the medicines are also not correct. So there may be some mischief, but the treatment is correct, at least to the extent the allopathic medicine. It, first of all, it's not sure to heal. Next, it has got a side effect. the doctor sees on on the disease quoted by the patient. He is not worried about the side effect. If any side effect is quoted, then he will give another medicine for it. That will create another side effect. This is how the entire field is corrupted. If every day blood is received, there was a case, every day blood is received for testing. For after 10 days, the people go and ask the doctor, say, what is the situation of my person? He's with you for 10 days. Then the doctor reveals. He says, if he is my patient, I will take him away from the hospital. That is hospital is not certain for him the disease to be cured, but still they keep continue the same because he is admitted here. You have left him here, and people are also blind belief. They make their habits are all fantastic habits they have. But they want once the disease comes, they want it to be cured immediately. It is incubated and collected disease for so many days, but they want it to be cured immediately. So the doctors, they say, give a painkiller. There was one man, he had some pain. Doctor went to doctor. He has given him painkiller. He said, yesterday it was very highly paining. Today I have no pain. He has given some painkiller, say about 10 hours. Not he has taken. After the painkillers are over, again the pain starts. Painkiller and sleeping tablets are the coins of change. It is like that. Even for any treatment, this painkiller will do. If this is the treatment, it doesn't lead him to nivasa. Nivasa is life. Let us analyze in a nutshell. Children are born by the sexual excitement of the parents. That's the weakness, first disease infused into the baby. Once they come out, they come with fantastic diseases. It's because body is weak and their mind is also weak by such sexual excitement of the parents. Again, they are brought up also in the conventional freedom of the parents. Freedom, liberty means liberty from the reality. Freedom from reality, not from bondage. Really, they are very strong, as strong as the universe in the element of existence. They are strong in the element of existence. Nothing can shake their element of existence. Even the deepest effort of the man who is taken to liberty or freedom in the mundane life cannot shake the element of existence. He is supreme. There is no flaw, there is no darkness in his element of existence, which is protecting non-physical mind and physical body also. Still, man tries to continue in always getting out of this element of existence to attain to live in freedom externally freedom in wrong ways. External mundane is always assumed. That is not reality. See, every time the man, when he deals with the external, he is dealing with the external, immediately external is slipped off. He is enjoying his element of existence. Element of existence is not slipped off. This should be followed correctly. Let us repeat again. In every situation, or even in a micro element of every situation, or micro study, say if the situation follows, say, for 5 minutes, in a fraction of a second also, the element of mundane is always slipped off. He is protected to his element of existence. He is again going with the element of existence to the second micro element. There again, the mundane element is slipped off. He is protected. This is the encouragement or protection by the universe to us. With all these mundane things slipping off, anityam, it is going away. With all that, man doesn't take a lesson of his life. He continues, rather he tries to grow in freedom in mundane. That's the highest order of ignorance of the man, arrogance of the man. It's not only ignorance, arrogance, but it is unknown for him. Unknown for him. At least he should get an education when he is failing. He wants to say trial and error method. If it fails, next time better luck, next time better luck, next time better luck. This is another some useless idiom. Next time better luck. Better luck applied in the mundane. It's a very good idiom applied to self. Okay. People from the child, man is brought up from the childhood in this motto of freedom into the mundane life. I'll tell you an incident. When this body was traveling from Hyderabad to our Matha at Moragudi, Kadapa district, the bus is going via Kurnool. Night 12 o'clock, the bus stopped at Kurnool, and one couple with a young boy, it's a child, they were trying to come here, but a man is trying to send his wife, so giving a send off. It's night 12 o'clock. They were very busy in trying to put her into the bus, but the boy is very busy in demanding for a footy. His language is footy. He wants fruity. Footy, he is crying. So immediately the mother told he is crying for footy. Immediately the man went and brought a footy and gave it to her. He has just put it on in his lip, between his lips. He has not even sipped little. After that he said, I don't want. Anything asked, they want to subside by giving freedom into the world and act in tune with the child, not in tune with their level of bringing up. It is because the parents themselves do not know how to bring up a child. Never freedom is correct. Never freedom is correct. We have our democracy, freedom, right to do any freedom, liberty act. This is where our assumptions are all wrong. So in this way, people are brought up, even when they go to schools or do any job, then entice the children also in wrong habits, celebrating birthday and all, so many things. Birthday is not a right, it's not an event of celebration. Birthday should bring into him the responsibilities of his life. Responsibility is no burden even for a child. It should not be given that impression. Responsibility, let us not talk about responsibility. Let us say, always go on educating the man. You are that, you are that, you are that. You are not this mundane liberty. You are that, you are beyond all this. You are supreme. This way, every event must be adopted, diverted and adopted to him. This is the talent of, this should be the talent of the parents if they are real parents. Parents are called in the language, Sikandra, Samskrita, they are pitaraha, protectors. Matha is one who measures. Matha is mother, one who measures him for his elevation, not for the worldly freedom. And then Pita is protecting him for elevation, not for fall down into mundane life. He is more brave, he is more steadfast in his element of existence in line with the universe. That should be the first knowledge, awareness of the parents. Then they can, if they are really parents, they can infuse into him, just like electromagnetism. They can magnetize him. This magnetizing is not a simple physical. Magnetizing is ayaskanta, ayaha kanta, ayagato, conduct kanta. Kanta is light. Conduct him in light. Human lights. Conduct him into human lights. That is adopted in physics as ayaskanta. Ayaskanta as a magnet. Even if say Earth cannot go away from the field of sun, same way man cannot go out of his ayaskanta, that is designed element of existence, as magnet, and he is bound as subjectivity to the universe in the element of existence. It is more strong than what scientists can imagine about a magnet. Subjectivity is more strong in its field than a magnet, which a scientist is imagining in the field of science. So this is, by this freedom of living, parents are making the child weak. They are weak. They want something else to support their life. They don't want to support them. So they are not able to see. They are not allowed to see the best support. They are inbuilt and designed support by the element of existence. This is the highest order of ignorance, highest order of disorder in the life. So child is born up in the disorders. These disorders reflect on the body in the form of disease. Disease, once they come, they are also tuned to this allopathic medicines. They are not tuned to Ayurveda. They are not tuned to homeopathy. Ayurveda, homeopathy, they are definitely self-study. They don't have any side effects. The first thing a good Ayurveda doctor puts a question is, for any disease, the first question is, what was the food given to the child, given to the patient? That dictates all. And more so, change your habits. Change your habits is the treatment than a medicine. Medicine can treat a disease temporarily, but changing the habits, get back from the disorderly habits, is a permanent relief. A permanent relief with intelligence, the element which he is able to take out as the man leaves the body. As the man leaves body, he takes out his intelligence, is the English word. His awareness, he takes out. He is aware of his self. So that if it is maintained, he can take along with him. That should be practiced in this order. If any element, external element influences, we should immediately be away from that, get out of that influence. That is the best treatment for any disease. Allopathy doesn't allow it, doesn't know it at all. All the more, they humiliate the others. They say, oh, this medicine will not work. They humiliate Ayurveda and homeopathy. Best order of ignorance. There are many doctors, allopathy doctors, who resort to homeopathy when any ailment comes to them. They are allopathy doctors. They know very well about the field they are working and the medicines they have. If at all analyzation is there, analyzation in the allopathy is by external reports and external standards. Ayurveda and homeopathy is by symptoms. They study physiology and anatomy in deep as an allopathy doctor studies. More with the patient psychology also. And more than that, beyond the patient psychology, the patient's inbuilt real form. Self is inbuilt real form, protector always. Treatment goes with respect to that. Homeopathy and Ayurveda. People are very weak because they get diseases by disorders collected for a number of days and number of months. Disease comes after collecting so much of a disorder, but they want it to be cured immediately. This is the weakness. They want to cure it immediately. So he will say, okay, take a painkiller, or sleep. If not, take to wine, drinking wine. This is not life. This is not treatment. Okay. That is, humiliate the real one, egoistic on the wrong one. This is the order of treatment today going on when we go to even the corporate hospitals. Let us understand, if there is a simple operation, blood is lost. So now we have blood bank. They test the blood group. It's a physical testing. And the loss of blood, again after the operation is over, they are infused some blood from the blood bank. We should understand, blood coming from somebody else is non-self. It's non-self. It doesn't support him, his culture. That is, he is not simply taking blood, he is taking a culture, different culture from other man. Any body, any cell from anything, anybody else is along with his culture. And today, because everyone is a meat eater, they are really incorrigible to the realities. Meat eating is another worst disorder. It is because the cells do not go compatible. Hence, cells, they support hen activity. Human body supports human activity. Human activity is supreme in the universe than any other activity. So if the cells come and be here, they're away always, they're different. No compatibility. It is something like a cab in a casting. Let us understand, in a casting, when a metal is melted and poured in a mold, by the slip, let us call it a slip, 2 or 3 drops fall down onto the mold before the molten metal is poured. And that 2 or 3 drops, they cool immediately. They cool faster than this poured metal. That difference is very little. Say, copper or brass melts at 1050 degrees centigrade. Even aluminum is at 720 degrees centigrade. 720 degrees centigrade, a drop has fallen down. Immediately this also is falling down. Within this gap of few seconds, that solidifies, that cools earlier than this. That earlier cured, that drop is a weakness for the casting. It's called scab. Now let us understand, if this itself is a weakness, how can a hen's or a fish or a pig cell support the human activity? It is impossible. This is the worst wrong habit every man today committing, to eat meat. So they are reckless. Blood of anybody they will take it. They say it's different, no difference. And also, all the more, they claim it as equanimity. Equanimity is not by mundane or physical entities. Equanimity is by sustaining the element of existence. That spiritual order, that is there is the equanimity. So every operation is surely a failure. It's a failure. Operation may protect the physical body. It's a failure on the mind. There is one story. Once a child, well versed, goes to a king. There is a professor, let's call, is a pandita, is a profused man in Veda. He tries to put this boy into suppression, but the boy is very strong in his language, in his knowledge. This boy finally gives one question. Can you answer? He says, you, the king, can never be a pious. He says, can you prove it? They are not able to prove it. Then he proves. He says, a king is one who protects his people. People are of fantastic habits and fantastic attitudes. Unless they are all made pious, the king is not pious. King is not pious because he is not able to make the people pious. He is pious for himself, but as king he is not. The same way as parents, they are not pious because his child is not made pious. Same way the ruler is not pious because he has not made the people pious. The same way the doctor is not pious because piously the patient is not treated. These are all subtle, virtuous ideas which one should know. The more in the transplantations also is another thing. Yesterday we have listened to one case, liver transplantation for a child of 1.5 years. In 1954, there was incident at Chennai. A child of 1.5 years the child was developing motions, hectic motions. She was admitted in that Ghosha hospital at Triplicane, Chennai. There they have treated the child by giving 25 injections within a span of half an hour. The child died. Crucial. They really do not know. Homeopathy with one drug, it is possible. The same way in Chennai, another infant developed a whooping cough. He was taken to a homeopathy treatment. He has given him one dose. It is clear. One dose. Single medicine, single dose. They know about it. If a homeopathy doctor is not able to cure, he is not efficient. But the field is efficient. Here, the field efficiency is poor. And the doctor's efficiency is also poor because their assumptions are external always. They take the treatment as for the physics. So transplanting, after transplanting, they know it very well. They say it is non-self. A kidney transplanted, a liver transplanted, a heart transplanted, it is immunity doesn't exist. If the body is subjected to improve immunity, the body may get to immunity, but the transplanted limb is weak. They know it very well, but they entice the patients. Even the patients are very weak. By that they try to live more. It is not life. They are putting themselves to subjectivity. It is a mundane life, a life subjected to death. That is not life. Life free from depending on mundane activities is life. Educate the patient on realities of life. Change him from the disorders and ill habits. That is what required. Moreover, there was one doctor, he said, I have removed the leg of the patient. Very happy. Removing the leg put him on life. It is no life. He cannot enjoy life. It's a temporary enticing him. Depending on the situation. There are medicines to cure any thing, and if at all the ailment is beyond curing, better tell him it is beyond curing. However, they take their consent, but this is not a right way of suggestion to be given for a patient. Removing limbs and ask him to live is not correct. They are even prepared to take out the eyes and ask them to live. They say, I have put him on life. This is physical life. Putting people on physical life is not life. This is how life is not life. Life is not life. And diseases, when they come, treatment is not also life. Patient is not lively cured. He is deadly cured. They should explain him that once the physics goes into disorders, it develops from one to the other. multiplies in multitudinous ways. This education is not given. They are not even educated by the potencies of the self. The self-subjectivity, they are not educated that way. That is, not educated in realities in any way. They are educated only by external sciences. Everything is going in negative. Today, the computer is ruling the country, ruling the world like anything. It has intelligence, all right, but its intelligence is electronic intelligence. It is like the intelligence of a doctor trying to protect physically. It is mundane intelligence. This doesn't rule really. It may have, just as it's a negative, electron is a negative charge. Negative charge improvement in attitudinal way. Improvement in attitudinal way. Always business is pushing into the every effort. This electronic way. We should get at nucleus computer. It is already existing. People do not know it. Man is a nucleus computer by himself, by virtue of his design. By virtue of his design is nucleus computer. Nucleus is very stable in its own field. Highest order of weakness on the part of the human being. So, the life is not life. Life, element of existence. The patient should enjoy the element of existence with him. If the man is also not cultured that way, he must be educated to that. That is Ayurveda. He must be educated. You developed wrong habits, so it came. Better you come out of your bad habits and then be cured. Any medicine given today may be a temporary. Giving medicines is not a treatment. The verb kita nivase roga apanayane. Nivase is nivasam. Giving him nivasa. Nivasa is the dwelling in the element of existence. Roga apanayane is getting him out of the disease. Roga is disease. Apanayane. Nayane is taking. Apanayane is the disease should not exist here. Should not be absorbed. Disease should not be absorbed, and his element of existence should be absorbed. That is the treatment which every patient must be given. Doctors are educated on the philosophy and anatomy. Doctors are educated by their senior doctors to dupe the patients. Today we have seen some honest youngsters. They hesitate to go to corporate hospitals to work there. Just because they are compelled to make gambling to increase the funds for the corporate hospital. Every doctor is pressed, compelled to be in line with their thoughts. So there are good people. So now, this is one of the field where people and the doctors, ignorance of the people and the education of the doctors not compatible. How do we go for correction? How do we go for correction? The best way is every man should know that he is the patient. He knows his disease well than the doctor. Doctor is another person away from him. He knows the disease by suffering. Doctor knows it by a casual man. Number of patients do come to him, so he will consider the patient casually. So better that every man always finds a chance to study himself. There is some eternity in this. Body is his means to work. So his means, he should study. It gives him, in a sense, in feeling. It is giving him in feeling. Doctor doesn't take it in feeling. So he is able to know himself better with the opportunity to analyze himself. Analyze him physically, non-physically. And exercise the control. This is one point which people really don't apply. Control or exercising control is taken as a very serious effect and very difficult. Man should know that exercising control, he is his elevation. He is his elevation. He elevates himself in all external life and bodily life, and his unity with the element of existence with him. In other way, in the mundane way, and in the spirituality also. So exercising control is self-analysis, self-treatment. After some time, he can think that he should not find a need to go to a doctor. I am the best doctor. I can treat myself. My treatment is not by medicine. My treatment is by adjusting myself, my habits, by adopting the body. This is very much required for every human being. This is totally absent with the people. That's how people are weak today. Weak people get more diseases. They are weak mentally, so their body also is weak. Universe never prompts for a man to be deceased or to be defective. Universe is always prompting him the element of existence. He says, at every instance, the element of existence goes to prompt us. Say your behavior is against your element of existence. This sense is always prompted to a man. If we are not able to take it, at least let us understand that such an element is there with us. Against every moment, the element of existence is prompting us to correct. If once this is taken, then man cannot afford to be weak. If at all there is a disease in the physical body also, his considerations will be more rich than to be weak, to put his body in the hands of the doctors. That is, to put the body in the hands of the doctors, or go into the IC is highest order of weakness. If I have to die, I'll die verily in my house. Let's not be worried about the body. Let's be worried about how I consider the body and how I stand myself above the consideration of the body. That is the status with which a man should consider himself. Let us not be weak. Treatment is self-treatment is best. Treating the other man is something medium. Going to doctors, just to be depending on them is worst. So let us be self-treating. Let's meet again.